In this video, we will hike to one of the only double waterfalls in Minnesota, following a creek as it drops twice through a limestone gorge near Mankato. Along the way, we will cross an old stone bridge, walk beneath layered cliffs, and stand at the foot of the falls that gave this place its Dakota name. First, where in the world are we? This is southern Minnesota, in the valley of the Minnesota River, a few miles west of the city of Mankato in Blue Earth County. Minneopa State Park sits on the south side of the river, where a small creek has cut a gorge into ancient rock. The park takes its name from the Dakota word Minneinneopa, usually translated as water falling twice. It describes exactly what we are walking toward, a creek that spills over one low ledge, gathers itself, and then plunges again over a taller one. The trail leaves the open picnic grounds and drops into the shade. Minneopa Creek runs low and clear in late summer, sliding over shelves of rock and pooling in the quiet bends beneath the trees. Slowly, the walls begin to close in. These bands of sandstone and hard dolomite were laid down long before there was a river here, and the creek has been slicing through them, patient and unhurried, ever since the ice left. The valley itself is the work of a vanished giant. When the last great ice sheets melted, a torrent called Glacial River Warren drained an enormous lake and carved the broad Minnesota River Valley. The gorge we are hiking is a small echo of that flood, cut by the creek into the old valley wall. A wooden footbridge carries the path across the water and deeper in. In spring, this creek can roar with meltwater. Today it is gentle enough to hear our own footsteps on the boards. People have come to admire these falls for a very long time. In 1905, after a landowner threatened to log the site, the state stepped in and made Minneopa a public park, one of the very first in Minnesota, so that the falls would stay in everyone's hands. Not far from here stands a stranger landmark. In 1862, a German stonemason named Louis Seppman began building a windmill of local stone on the open prairie above the river, a European gristmill grinding prairie wheat. It was finished in 1864, and it still stands today. This valley is Dakota Homeland, and its history holds deep sorrow. In the winter of 1862, in nearby Mankato, 38 Dakota men were hanged in the largest mass execution in United States history, the aftermath of a war rooted in broken treaties and withheld food. We walk this ground remembering them. Ahead, the gorge opens into a wide stone amphitheater. Curved walls of banded rock rise on every side, streaked and hollowed by centuries of falling water, and the sound of the creek begins to gather in front of us. And here it is. Minneopa Creek slips over an upper ledge, runs a short way across bare rock, and then drops nearly 40 feet into a green plunge pool below. Two falls, one after the other, the water falling twice that the Dakota name describes. Above the gorge, the park spreads out into restored tallgrass prairie. In 2015, a small herd of bison was brought back to graze it, part of a careful effort to protect the genetics of the animal that once shaped this whole landscape. They range behind a fence on the high ground, wild again on Minnesota Prairie. From the plunge pool, the trail turns and climbs, up worn steps and back toward the light, trading the cool of the gorge for the warm, open grass at the top. Minneopa is a small park with a long memory, a place where a creek, a windmill, and a hard history all share the same quiet valley. If you would like to keep walking places like this with us, follow along, and we will keep exploring the world together.